If you're looking for a good reason to watch a Hawks game in late February, well,
comes Atlanta on the break. Trae lobs it up and gets it past the two defenders, wrap around Collins dunk. Trae on the lob to Collins.
Trae Young and John Collins are one of the most entertaining young duos in the NBA right now. In my opinion, you're missing out on some really great and fun basketball if you're not checking them out. I'd actually say of all the things that I noticed from the Timberwolves game last night, the chemistry between John Collins and Trae Young is what stood out the most to me. We're not even through a full season with them on the same team, and they look like they've been playing together for years already. It has to feel pretty good for Hawks fans knowing they have a solid foundation for a young core. I mean, John and Trae put up 70 points alone last night, and that's pretty insane for a young duo. And a big reason why they won, but it's not the only reason. Another huge thing for the Hawks last night was how well that they moved the ball as a team. They did miss a lot of the open looks that they created, but it's good to see them moving the ball effectively, especially off the pick and roll, because the Timberwolves didn't really play them that well there, and they took advantage very nicely. Another great thing that I saw from the Hawks last night was their bench play. You had DeAndre Bembry as a guard off the bench come in and give you 16 points and 14 rebounds. Vince Carter played great, 17 points. And Omari Spellman is still showing signs of being a valuable contributor. In fact, going back to Bembry, I think the Hawks probably would have lost this game if he didn't play so well in overtime. Now, there's one last positive thing I want to mention for the Atlanta Hawks this game, and that's that they were on the offensive glass really well all night. They finished the game with 18. They're actually top 5 in the league in offensive rebounds, and I really believe it was a big reason they were able to come back from a deficit last night. As far as things I didn't like from Atlanta, they did allow the Timberwolves a lot of open three-point opportunities last night, and I think that's a pretty big reason they got into a deficit at the first place. Not only that, but they didn't play so well in transition. T-Wolves had 19 points off of turnovers, so if they could cut down on that, that'd be great. As far as turnovers go, they had 12, but they lead the league in turnovers with 18, so it was actually a pretty good night. So now you've probably heard enough about the Hawks, so let's talk about the Timberwolves for a bit. And I like to focus on the positives first, and one thing the Timberwolves did great was get to the line last night. They had 33 free throw attempts. They only shot 69% from the line, so they could have been better, but getting there is a good start. They also moved the ball pretty well last night, finding each other for some good looks. They hit around 7 3-pointers in the first quarter, and that was mostly due to that ball movement. They had about 29 assists to finish the game. They averaged about 24 for the season, so that's really good. I think Tyus Jones did well distributing the ball as the starting point guard for now, but I do wish he could be a little bit more involved scoring in the offense. I just felt personally like there were too many times out there where he was just a non-factor. And now, and this is not a negative, but I'm of the opinion that Taj Gibson should probably see the floor a little bit more for the Timberwolves. They have an issue with rebounding, and I think he can help with that at least a little bit. Now for the actual negatives, the Timberwolves were just completely lost defending the pick and roll. Too many times someone would end up completely uncovered, and when you're pushing for the playoffs and you're pushing for that 8th seed, these things just can't happen. But it wasn't just the pick and roll. The Timberwolves allowed the Hawks guards to get way too much penetration. I get how great Trae Young has been over the month of February, but he shouldn't be terrorizing you guys in the paint. Also, if Atlanta's guards are getting so much penetration, it makes it really easy for them to just kick it out to one of the many shooters on the Hawks. I actually have a question for those of you who've made it this far into the video. What do you believe the Timberwolves can do at this point to improve their roster? Because outside of nailing their next few draft picks, I'm pretty stumped. But those are really all my thoughts for this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave me a like. If you enjoy NBA content in general, go ahead and subscribe to this NBA channel. And I'll see you guys next time.